Well, good Saturday evening, everybody. Taylor Plott here. Let's take a look at that election forecast coming up on Tuesday. Things are looking rather stormy for at least parts of the United States. So this is starting off at Tuesday morning at 7, or actually this will be 6 o'clock due to the time change on Sunday. And you see that there should be a pretty decent area of showers and storms lining up from places like Milwaukee, Wisconsin, even the northwestern part of Michigan, down towards the Chicago area, down to St. Louis, and extending down further south to places like Little Rock, and then down towards Shreveport and into the parts of Texas. That's pretty much our big storm system that we're talking about on your Tuesday. Now, as we move further in time, this is 9 a.m. on Tuesday and then noon on Tuesday. You see those areas of showers and storms will continue to move off to the northeast, or to the east for the most part, getting into the Memphis area by about noon. And then eventually, once we get into the evening time, 6 p.m., right as polls are closing for a good portion of the United States, getting close to it, we still see those showers and storms lining up from places like Cincinnati down towards the Memphis area, getting into the Nashville area, and extending down to the southeast of that. Now, what about the Pacific Northwest? I'll back things out real quick. I'm going to switch things over to take a look at the precipitation type, and there will be some snow showers across parts of the Pacific Northwest and the Intermountain West there, across parts of Idaho and into parts of Montana as well. The higher terrain really seeing some of the heavier snowfall with that. Places like Wyoming, over towards Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons, seeing some of that snow shower activity during the morning hours. As we head into the afternoon hours, you see that the snow will continue to move into parts of Montana and still continuing across parts of western Wyoming as well. So there could be some definite impacts to your election day if you're trying to get to the polls for those areas in Idaho and Montana and into parts of Wyoming. As for the extreme Pacific Northwest, over here towards the Seattle area, just a few showers are expected across the area, but really nothing that's going to be overly just disrupting your election day forecast. And again, as we head into your evening hours, 6 p.m. and then 9 p.m., still seeing those shower and storm activity across parts of the Ohio Valley, down into parts of the Tennessee Valley and the Gulf Coast states during the day. So there could easily be some disruptions out there for your forecast on your election day. So if you are in places like Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, over towards the St. Louis area, Little Rock, Memphis, Shreveport, you're definitely going to need that umbrella on hand for sure, as you'll be dealing with some of those showers and storms. Let's talk about temperatures. Who's going to be bundling up out there temperature-wise? Well, it's going to be pretty cold across the Pacific Northwest. Let's go ahead and just take a look at some of the regions here. We'll get into parts of, let's go to the Northwest. Here we go. Take a look at your temperatures on your Tuesday morning for places like Seattle, coming in about 43 degrees. You get a little bit to the higher terrain of the Pacific Northwest, seeing temperatures below freezing in the morning. And then as we get into your afternoon hours, not too much of a change. The higher terrain still seeing temperatures right around freezing. The lower terrain and then into parts of the coastal areas, temperatures on the cooler side, staying in the 50s. California down there, most places should be in the 60s and 70s during the day on your election day. For the Intermountain West, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, a lot of places in and around the freezing temperature mark, so definitely cold over there, so you need to bundle up for sure when you're heading out to the polls during the day on Tuesday. North central part of the United States, temperatures still pretty cool as well. Temperatures down to around or just above freezing for most places in North Dakota and South Dakota. As you head throughout the afternoon, though, temperatures will cool or will still remain cool, but will be warming up into the 40s and 50s, some 60s for parts of Nebraska and into parts of Iowa as well. But for the most part, temperatures here across the north central part of the United States are on the cooler side, but definitely around average for this time of year. For the south central area, temperatures starting off in the morning, again, a little bit on the cooler side, definitely colder as you get towards the western part of Kansas and Texas, temperatures down into the 30s and 40s. But as you go into the afternoon hours, even behind that cold front, temperatures still warming up pretty nicely, getting up into the 60s and the 70s. Ohio Valley, let's back it up to the morning time frame. Temperatures should still be on the warm side ahead of that cold front. Temperatures in the 60s and the 70s, and that really won't change too much as we go throughout the day. Temperatures will remain in the 60s and 70s. For the southeast, definitely the warmest spot on the map for your election day. Temperatures, again, starting off in the 60s and 70s during the day, and just really not changing much. The only cold spot is going to be over here towards the Appalachians, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Could be seeing some of those temperatures in the 50s for your afternoon. Probably a lot more cloud cover over there, keeping the temperatures on the cooler side. And finally, the northeastern part of the United States, temperatures will still be in the 50s as we head into the morning hours, some 40s out there as well, and then temperatures getting back up into the 60s. I did almost forget, what about the desert southwest? Well, it's definitely going to be cold for the northern parts of Arizona into parts of Nevada, and then to a large portion of Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico, especially the higher terrain, seeing those temperatures in the 20s and 30s. But as we head throughout the day, temperatures across parts of the desert southwest getting up into the 70s, and then the cooler areas generally to the north of Phoenix and Las Vegas and Albuquerque, seeing those temperatures still remaining on the cooler side as well. I want to back things out, take a look at the severe weather potential for your Tuesday. Take a look at the surface instability here. So this is going to be where we're tracking the chance for maybe some stronger storms out there that could impact your election day forecast. Really not a lot of instability to work with. It does get a little bit more as we head into the afternoon hours here across parts of the southeast. So there could be a few stronger storms anywhere from Memphis down to Jackson, Mississippi, down towards parts of Alexandria, Louisiana, and then maybe even down into parts of the boot of Louisiana, down there towards Baton Rouge and New Orleans. I don't really think that it's going to be a big severe weather day on your Tuesday, but again, any disruptions out there, whether it's rain, whether it's thunderstorms, could definitely impact your way onto the ballot, way to the ballot box. So just keep that in mind on your Tuesday. I think a large portion of the United States will be good to go for your election day. Parts of the Northeast definitely looking pretty good. The Southeast looking good, with the exception of western Tennessee into parts of Arkansas and Louisiana, again, tracking some of those storms. And then the Mountain West, northwest parts of the United States could see some snowfall potential for your election day. But all in all, pretty good forecast out there. But again, some places will be impacted, and you might need to dodge a few showers and storms to keep that umbrella handy. That's what I got for you guys. We'll have another update on your election forecast coming up on Sunday, and then we'll do it again on Monday leading up to your election day. We'll give you day-by-day updates here on Real Talk Weather.